What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Neon Trash. I hope you motherfuckers are having a great November, and I realize that some of you guys might be down in the dumps because of the whole pandemic and COVID-19 and the constant terror and threat of infection everywhere, and rightfully so. It's pretty fucking scary. But hopefully you guys are watching my channel and seeing all the movie reviews and suggestions that I'm serving up to you guys. So today I wanted to discuss the movie Wizards by prolific animator Ralph Bakshi. If you guys aren't familiar with this man's work, he helmed the prolific Fritz the Cat. It is an adult cartoon from back in the day, definitely controversial, and he's also helmed, for better or worse, the first animated Hobbit movie. So if you're familiar with that style, you know what to expect with a movie like Wizards here. This is definitely a polarizing film. I remember seeing the old VHS box art on the shelf back in the day and thinking it looked pretty creative, but every single time I've watched this movie, I found it to be very odd, very weird, and I've been looking to refresh my memory on it just for those exact reasons. I want to see if this movie is as strange and off-putting as I remember it being. And like I said, guys, I'm a fan of Ralph Bakshi's work, so I'm willing to give it another shot. So without further ado, guys, y'all motherfuckers get to check out the trailer. Peep that shit.
Wizards, a futuristic fantasy epic born in the mind of Ralph Bakshi, the master of animated magic. It is the story of two brothers, Avatar and Black Wolf, powerful wizards, and mortal enemies from the day they were born. Avatar, the good, who rules the peaceful kingdom of Montagar with wisdom.
Science and technology were outlawed millions of years ago.
And magic. Black Wolf, the future Führer.
Attention! Behold!
Who rediscovers the ancient secrets of propaganda, technology, and war. And sends out his mutant armies in a reign of unimaginable terror. In Wizards, you will also meet the lovely Princess Eleanor, the loyal elf Weehawk, and Peace, Black Wolf's evil robot henchman, who is transformed into an avenging instrument of justice. Wizards is a Tolkien world of fairies and elves, sorcerers, and demons. It is shot 10 million years from now, against strange and huge panoramic settings. And it is more fantastic, more enchanting, and more powerful than anything you've seen before. Wizards, the ultimate futuristic fantasy epic.
The best way to describe Ralph Bakshi's Wizards is by calling it a kind of beautiful failure. This movie implores a lot of awesome animation techniques, everything from simple hand-drawn still life images all the way to rotoscoped and intricately placed animation with real-life photography behind it. So watching this movie is a visual treat. I mean, it's an absolute wonder in those regards. On the other hand, some of the animation is definitely of the time period. It's reminiscent of that whole kind of funky and like psychedelic 1960s and 1970s animation, something that you might see on the cover of a Grateful Dead record. And that's not a bad thing. I really like that type of animation. You know, I grew up with Heavy Metal magazine and reading those, you know, comic books of, you know, back in the day, and I understand that. I like that whole kind of eclectic, hands-on, old school approach to animation. It really speaks to me in those regards. So the question remains, does the movie Wizards disappoint me as much today as it did when I was younger? Yes and no. This movie's got a lot of visual flair and a lot of creativity in terms of the overall animation style, but the story itself is very strange. It's like a mishmash of real life, you know, problems and, you know, fantasy, science fiction, and wartime stuff. I mean, there's World War II Nazi symbolism, there's nuclear warfare, there's mutants, there's trolls, there's fairies, there's wizards smoking cigars. This is a strange fucking movie. And I was watching some of the extras on this particular DVD, and you get to see what Ralph Bakshi had in mind for this film. There's a great little documentary on the extras here that gives a little insight into what he was thinking making this movie. And you get the impression that he was a man during this time that was very frustrated with the limitations of what, you know, people in society, you know, critics and you know, audiences would say to adult cartoons. And they had their preconceived notions. They thought, you know, it's just smut or sleazy entertainment. So he was trying to make a kids movie that actually said something, that brought up real issues. But the problem here is its overall runtime. I mean, this is like really long. It's a slog to get through. You know, I found myself checking the time multiple moments during this movie. This is definitely not my favorite Ralph Bakshi movie. I would have to say that the film Fire and Ice really accomplishes his overall vision and artistic flair a lot better than it does here. But if you appreciate those old 1970s Fritz the Cat adult cartoons, well then you might want to check this one out. It's kind of like if Fritz the Cat was by way of Walt Disney. Really strange, definitely a lot more toned down, but at the same time this movie has a lot of adult subject matter. There's, you know, scenes of violence, you know, orcs and trolls getting decapitated. There's goons capturing fairies and making them sing and then do strip dances. It's really fucking strange, especially considering that this movie is supposed to be aimed at a younger demographic. I can't imagine people today letting their kids watch the movie Wizards. It's just too strange. A 6.5 out of 10. That's not to say this is a bad movie. I really do actually appreciate the overall artistic style to this film, and it was actually awesome revisiting all these years later. So I was happy to check it out again, drink some beers, and watch some strange animation. I hope I've been informative, guys. Until the next time, tune in to Neon Trash.